He's the horror hunter from Down Under. He will go in search every week of the best and worst in horror movies throughout the month of October. His mission? Don't come back until he's found some of the best and worst putrid piles of horror goodness you could ever imagine. Horror Hunter from Down Under coming back at you again. This time around, we're going to be talking about the late 90s, early 2000s movie. I'm not exactly sure when it was made, but it's called The Forsaken. Now, The Forsaken is an interesting vampire movie for a couple of reasons. The biggest one of which is it takes an area of the world that you don't think that vampires should exist simply because, well, there's a lot of sun. Where am I talking about? I'm talking about the New Mexico desert. Now, this movie is interesting for that main reason alone. I mean, you've got the New Mexico desert, and you've got vampires inhabiting a sunny area of the world. Now, that's an interesting idea to me for a couple of reasons. The biggest of which is, well, can't you die from sunlight exposure? Well, of course you can, but that's why you stay indoors and underground and that kind of thing when the sun's out. This film is really cool, though. It's not really got any stars to write home about, but what it does have is a really interesting, low-budget feel. Now, this movie is amazing because it does quite a lot for a low budget, and it's an interesting vampire movie. It's not sparkly vampires, and it's not romantic vampires. It's vampires in the desert who are coming to rip your freaking jugular off. I personally think that this film is one of the best films to come out of this time period in regards to movies. Now, the reason I love it as much as I do is because, well, for one thing, it does something different. But for another thing, it makes you think. If vampires can exist here, where else could they exist, you know? I mean, if they can exist in this sunny, almost tropical, extreme heat climate, where else would you find a vampire that you wouldn't expect necessarily? Now, I love this film for multiple reasons, as I've already stated, but one of the biggest of which is the fact that this film has got this absolutely amazing set and art design. And the reason I say it's amazing is because it plays with light and shadow just like the cinematography does. The end scene of this film alone just makes you think, wow, they really had to put some thought into that set. And they really had to put some thought into just how the light was going to bounce off of that effect. So, personally, this is why I love the movie The Forsaken. And I think that it's an absolutely phenomenal vampire film. So the next time you're in the mood for a vampire film that does something a little bit different, check out The Forsaken. I've been the Horror Hunter, and I can't wait till tomorrow's feature. So I'll see you guys later.